Russman and Stuhlinger are far better suited for manual labor. Pity they lack the intellect to make anything useful. When complete, I am sure that this will be most useful. The process itself is tedious, but the ends justify the means. At this moment, I see no benefit to carrying this around. This contraption appears to serve one purpose only. Fortunately, chopping up the undead is a worthwhile one. Oh, I should be careful when carrying this device, lest I have some blade-related mishap. Who left this here? Someone could really hurt themselves, you know! Oh dear. Once again, I must face the horde in order to locate an item of indeterminate purpose. I will return more suitably equipped. I will keep this to hand. I found something! This is some kind of something. Yes, like so many things in life, something is missing. I can thoroughly imagine what germs come with this object. This appears to be a component of something. I have found an object of some kind. Ooh, it may be wise to keep hold of this. 'Tis this a dagger, which I see before me? Clearly not. I was just quoting the bard. Though I have no purpose in mind, I will take this nonetheless. Unless anyone objects, I intend to keep this. I cannot imagine why we will need this, but no doubt we will. No one would leave this here without good reason. Or would they? Of course! It's a death trap! It is with considerable reluctance that I take this cursed contraption. I don't even like this thing. Judging by the components alone, this would appear to be some kind of launching device. Nope. Just too heavy for me right now. Audio-visual equipment has always been something of a speciality to me. Russman? A simple trade, I think. I predict with absolute certainty that we will soon need this item. I am sure I will find a purpose for this. Eventually. If I must choose, then I choose this. I have little way of knowing which is more important. If only I had an ant's ability to carry substantial weight. I do not actually recall when the SVU became my favorite, but my favorite it is nonetheless. I suspect this place was a ghost town long before the tectonic shift. I observe that the shift in our audio experience has no correlation with our enemies' behaviors. The structural integrity of the Earth is barely maintained. Given that time is tight, I will simply make do with this. On this occasion, I will just purchase this. The box is far too unreliable. My refusal to accept your existence does not seem to stop you from hurting me! At least this is a known commodity. As the saying goes, I do not have time to mess around. Leave this place, foul spirit! What do you want from me? You already took my money! What could a spectral apparition possibly want with money? Help! Help! I didn't get a look at my assailant, but I think I've been mugged! How is it that non-corporeal entity is capable of robbing me? Perhaps this item is connected to the mysterious question mark symbols we've been seeing. We've been seeing chalk outlines of weapons for quite some time. Could it be possible that this is the chalk that creates them? There were no winners in this situation, especially not me. You wish to perpetuate my misery? Well, thank you, I guess. I thank you for your assistance in this matter. I will, of course, repay the favor. In due time, I extend my sincerest gratitude. Sincerely. Misty! You get more special every day! Leave her alone, you monsters! If I could have your assets, Misty, I'd never leave the house. Hold on, Misty! I'll throw myself in front of them if I have to! I just love watching you, Misty. Misty's in trouble! We have to help her! This should be relatively straightforward, so long as I take note of every step and every turn. I had hoped this would actually be a labyrinth. They are, after all, significantly more navigable. I have a feeling that something is slightly amiss with this particular maze. While I usually enjoy puzzles and brain teasers, this seems like an unnecessarily tedious diversion at this particular juncture. That was a curious collision. Evidently I hit something. I cannot see what, though. Your stench is repugnant to my olfactory system. From the pages of a comic book, the ray gun comes to life. You know what? I think I know who designed this device. Creatures! I suggest you depart post-haste! Ooh, this weapon intrigues me. What about you? Yes! The Mark II is indeed a significant enhancement! Your deaths come more swiftly than ever! Field testing of this new weapon is proving extremely successful. Being more than a mere iterative upgrade, The Mark II is fully deserving of its name. My only regret is that I did not discover this weapon during our earlier endeavors. My hands are chafing from this repetitive action. This is exhausting. Please bear in mind that I do not possess an inner cowboy to unleash. Fortunately, this weapon does not require that I am quick on the draw. Oh, how I wish for the comfort of full auto. If my calculations are correct, I am on what is typically known as a streak. I continue to be on some kind of roll. This is going so well. What could possibly go wrong? Perhaps this new location is bringing out the best in me. Oh, I'm counting. Make no mistake, I know exactly how many I've killed. I just choose not to brag. Just so you are aware, I am doing this with little or no assistance. Oh, hey, Misty! You see how good I'm doing? I appear to be eliminating targets at a rate of around 1 every 1.15 seconds. Their numbers would be severely diminished were it not for their incessant respawning. Keep coming, foul beast! My marksmanship will continue to improve exponentially! I am at a loss to explain my current effectiveness in combat. Unlike some people around here, I derive no pleasure from killing. I will ride this wave for as long as it may continue. Just so you're aware, this isn't my typical modus operandi. What was that cool thing Stuhlinger said? Oh yeah, I am kicking names and taking ass! Though using sound as a weapon is an unusual concept, it does appear to be rather effective. That was the last sound you creatures will ever hear! Apart from my voice, that is. Evidently, this device produces some kind of sonic boom. It appears to be a bomb of some kind, but I get the feeling it's something more. This is an intriguing-looking device. I wonder what its true function may be. It may take a leap of faith for me to uncover the functionality of this object. Much like the perk drinks, alcohol can affect you in ways you may not expect. Personally, I do not care for this stuff, but it is not without its uses. Perhaps this liquor bottle may be useful. This key will no doubt be needed to unlock something. Does anyone around here like candy? I found a key! I'm not entirely sure this candy is fit for human consumption. I myself have something of an intolerance to sugar. I have procured a key. Just what it unlocks remains a mystery. It's beautiful. The ray gun Mark II. I cannot imagine how one could improve upon perfection. Apart from the persistent threat of death, it would appear that today is my lucky day. Ooh, I do not recall seeing this. Has it always been here? It appears that the Mark I may now be rendered obsolete. This looks rather antiquated. Just to make it clear, I have no interest in either cows or boys. Automated decapitations may begin forthwith. Some people around here think that fanning the hammer looks cool. I find it tiresome. I am reasonably confident that this is the optimal placement for this device. Hey guys! I'm putting the trample steam right here. I think I'll set this turbine right here. Finally, we have adequate lighting to facilitate our endeavors. I will not speculate as to the supernatural nature of all this. I can indeed confirm that the power is now on. This is most fortuitous. Most fortuitous indeed. Our collective future is now brighter. If only a little. Fortune smiles on the brave, and the beautiful, and the stupid. I trust you will also provide said service in areas we cannot actually see. Does the phrase, "the least I can do," mean anything to anyone? I will not expend a moment's thought imagining a magic hammer and nails. We may now maximize our effort through the power of multiplication! Hey, Stuhlinger! Yeah, you see that little 2 with an X next to it? It means twice as much! The low recoil 5.7 by 27 round makes this an ideal candidate for dual wielding. So why then do I only get one? I shall deposit this here, in case of some dire emergency. It's probably best if I leave this here for now. I will practice with this one until such times as you see fit to give me two. Knowing what else I could have been given only makes this all the more disappointing. Hydraulic recoil buffer in the buttstock and an innovative muzzle attachment? Ooh, that sounds so dirty. This weapon's potential to penetrate cover is perhaps its most endearing feature. Were I to find a suitable sniping position, I would never again have to get my hands dirty. I believe I already indicated that this weapon was ideal for dual wielding. In its prime, the FAL was actually standard military issue for many nations. I sincerely hope that supplying me with two weapons does not represent some kind of glitch in your functionality box. Oh, these'll be perfect should I find myself competing in some kind of Wild West shootout. Over the years, the FAL has established itself as one of the all-time classic semi-automatic rifles. It may not be full auto, as they say, but its high damage will compensate for that particular deficiency. Lightweight, air-cooled, gas-operated, magazine-fed. That's quite the feature list. The Galil's durability alone makes it an excellent choice. Very light in weight, especially given the relative stopping power. The development of this machine gun represented a significant milestone in heat-adaptive modular technology. Has anyone else stopped to ponder the unique closed-bolt, open-bolt design of this MG? Anyone? Though capable of fast opening fire rate, the slower sustained fire rate is considerably more accurate. A crude and clumsy beast, notorious for making loud noises. No wonder Stuhlinger favors it so. Given the massive recoil, it may be prudent to grip this firmly with both hands. The Executioner shares much in common with the typical shotgun, specifically its 28-gauge shells. It's the details that impress me. For example, this pistol is designed with excellent recoil mitigation technology. It appears that we have traversed our own timeline. I dare not speculate on the paradox we may have created. Could this same technology be in part responsible for our ongoing sense of déjà vu? Ultimately, I knew my fate would come down to diminished ammo. Perhaps this ammo deficiency is only temporary. At this point, I would like to draw my attention to my rather dire ammunition situation. Soon, I fear, the grim specter of death will place his icy hand upon my shoulder. This seems like a good moment to switch weapons. My primary is empty. But what of my secondary? At this juncture, I should perhaps try with my other weapon. The lack of paperwork involved in the process is somewhat surprising. I would laugh at the irony, but there is none. Only tragedy. We will find you by a process of elimination, if nothing else. I am not yet sure what I'm making, but I will soon enough. These items go together most amicably. I will construct this device for the benefit of us all. At this point, I think I prefer to swap these two items. Perhaps one of my erstwhile companions will find a use for this. Could I perhaps have some clue as to what I'm looking for? It would be easier to bring the correct parts if I actually knew just what it is I'm building. With the benefit of hindsight, I now know I should have killed you sooner. I fear infection more than anything else. If it's any consolation, your death was somewhat inevitable. Take solace in the fact that you served your purpose. Whatever it was, I suspect his anger is directly related to the loss of his legs. They say a problem shared is a problem halved. They are wrong. There remains the problem of just what to do with his upper torso. Such folly plays little role in my decision-making. Can you estimate the depth? Even an approximation would make me feel better. The box offers no guarantees. This transaction, however, is a known commodity. You made me get my hands dirty. Can't you show some respect? Even just a little? They say no good deed goes unpunished. Your deed wasn't even good. I return the favor in kind. Until I can shower, revenge is my only recourse. You brought that on yourself. I'd sympathize with your plight if it wasn't for your incessant grabbing. You left me no other recourse. I cannot quite explain how this device accounts for variances in our enemy's height. You left this world as you entered it. Gruesomely. I feel compelled to comment on my own accuracy at distance. This statement itself should suffice. Unless I'm very much mistaken, that was a headshot. Fortune smiles on the brave. And in this case, me too. The damage to your cranium is undeniable. I feel justifiably proud of my latest kill. I now know why it's called insta-kill. Your demise was inevitable. Will you stop screaming when I'm hitting you? No more top shelf purchases for you. The monkey has fulfilled its goal in life, as I will one day. Freeze! This weapon exhibits a characteristic commonly known as stopping power. You will remain frozen for an unspecified period of time. I tried to warn you. I can only speculate as to the internal mechanisms that power this weapon. Speculate I will. In time. I can only hope that the value of these gifts increases over time. Again, I must express my disdain for this particular system of monetization. Your collective mass speaks volumes. What do you want? Oh, brains! I suspect we are beyond reaching a peaceful solution. I refuse to lie down in the face of adversity! Is it wrong to hope that Misty may yet come to my rescue? I am 100% confident that this upgrade is a significant improvement. I have heard it said that one should not look a gift horse in the mouth, so I won't. Is it possible that this machine has been sent across time itself? Is there a method for achieving this second stage upgrade without actually completing the first? I assume that additional ammunition for this weapon will be priced exorbitantly high? Is it possible that these machines were built by other survivors? The presence of this device appears to be a universal constant wherever we travel. I'm starting to think the mechanism for this machine is not actually housed within. Could it, in fact, be a portal to another realm? The operation of this machine appears to require a fixed period of time, regardless of the complexity of the upgrade. It is almost as though the machine is designed to test our mettle in the arena of risk versus reward. Please, make me stronger. That's all I ask. Am I to assume that this drink imbues me with load-bearing abilities akin to that of a mule? With glasses, my vision is already 20/20. Some birds of prey are thought to possess 20... Am I expecting too much? Whoever among us is lacking firepower should take priority with the box! Another tantalizing glimpse into the powers operating within this realm. Alas, my metamorphosis into killing machine is only temporary. Yeah, just a thought. Has anyone ever raised the question of fallout? Radiation poisoning? Anyone? I fear I shall never be able to scrub this wretched stench from my skin. I appear to be in the epicenter of this noxious cloud. I do hear something, but I am reluctant to label it as supernatural. A trick of the light. That's all it was. It's highly unlikely that any good will come from following the advice of an invisible man. My olfactory system is under assault from some foul odor. Oh, I thought you had this under control, Russman. Oh, Russman, all that big talk, and look at you now. Crawlers are such a pain. Can't we enlist some help here? These crawlers will regret their hostility when the big guy shows up. It would seem that this room has no viable exit. You want to take it? Gentle. Will this hit the spot? I think he's seeking out a place of safety. It seems to have an immediate effect. Does not appear to have done anything. Perhaps this device could be some kind of beacon. Perhaps there is some further activation required. I will retrieve this in due course. I would like to keep this here. It may prove useful at a later time. I am trusting that this will be here when I return. Ballistic knives are as logical as they are effective. Make of that what you will. I will rely on these only for their recuperative properties. In terms of combat, no thanks. Hey, Misty! I think they gave me your favorite by mistake. I will concede that this is exceptionally lightweight for a grenade launcher. If a .50 caliber round from a semi-automatic proves ineffective, then we may have bigger problems than previously thought. Yes, the monkey. In essence, a simian death machine. Just what is it about monkeys that they find so irresistible? I will ponder on this question until I find suitable explanation. Though I cannot predict the future, I do think that this more than satisfies my current needs. I shall remain both cognizant and vigilant in regard to the inherent problems with overheating. In my humble opinion, the simplicity of a revolver is an elegant masterpiece of design. The mighty ray gun! Such power packed into a petite package! Should I ever grow weary of the ray gun, then you will know that something is very, very wrong. The high probability of self-inflicted injury essentially negates the RPG's more positive qualities. Only an idiot would find this explosive weapon appealing. I won't mention names, you know who you are. Russman! What you lack in accuracy, you more than make up for in blast radius! If truth be told, and it will be, I think that shotguns lack subtlety. That's better than nothing, albeit by the tiniest of margins. Okay. It appears things can go from bad to worse. Surely one of my weapons has ammo? I would feel safer not carrying this around in my pocket. You never know what might happen. Perhaps your disappearances are scheduled to occur at predetermined intervals. I know now that your only purpose is to taunt and torture us. This feels a lot like persecution. It seems that this component is integral to the final design. Yes, I understand that I cannot have both. Though I cannot be certain. think I would rather have this. In reality, I have no way of knowing which of these is more important. What is it you want? Do you even know? Why haven't we killed this one yet? You are really annoying! I cannot allow you to continue your pointless existence. Evidently, acts of violence beget yet more acts of violence. I recognize the relationship between cause and effect, and that's effect with an E as opposed to affect, as in affectation, something you carry around, Russman. Affectation of bravado. Yes, I see what you're up to. It's okay. Don't worry. I'm not hurt badly. I am more than happy to purchase this at the advertised price. That was a far more intimate encounter than I would have wished for. It is rare for me to resort to profanity, but will you please just fudge off? The dead can't speak, so shut up! Never in my life did I imagine I would one day operate my very own decapitation machine. For you, death came swiftly. There's blood everywhere. Let's make this quick! That's a good thing you weren't here a minute ago. You will die, foul creature, even if it has to be one limb at a time! Hey! Are you even cognizant of your decreased limb count? I will most probably show you no mercy. 0, 0, zip! Your grabbing, clasping, clutching hand will bother me no more. Sometimes there is honor in death, even for a monkey. Are you enjoying your newfound paralysis? I suspect not. Your current state of immobility pleases me greatly. Fall before me! And my mighty box of boom. Having a little trouble staying upright, huh? Under these circumstances, I will not think of refusing any offer of assistance. A substantial improvement. Aesthetically, at least. Does this upgrade represent the absolute pinnacle of the machine's potential? The functionality of this machine cannot be explained by current scientific thinking, a fact that irks me considerably. The towers. I must not forget the significance of the towers. How long have we been here? My internal body clock has been somewhat confused by our recent experiences. I'm intolerant to sugar and dairy. Hope that neither is an ingredient in this beverage. I wish we had more rewards based on simple mathematics. It makes good financial sense for us to seek out the box. Post-haste! Oh, now's my chance to look good in front of Misty. Maximum effectiveness, minimum effort. I feel there are others in our group better suited to such endeavors. Stuhlinger! Manual labor may distract my thoughts from the utter hopelessness of my situation. Yeah. I, for one, do not intend to take advice from a German in your head, Mr. Stuhlinger. If I was more prone to sarcasm, I probably would say, please, tell me more. Ooh, looks like the old man's in a bad mood. About time you started living up to your own hype, Russman. He appears to have cleared an obstacle for us. His destructive power just may prove useful. You're a creature of simple tastes, aren't you? Well, you know, the full auto feature is only viable because of a front weight that tilts downward during recoil to balance the gun. Though I appreciate the semi-automatic 6-round capacity, not to mention the multiple attachment rails, this is really just a big noisemaker. Sniper rifles always make me think of solitude, a place I enjoy. I suppose I should be thankful for your synthetic components. The thought of real ape hair is just repulsive. This is fascinating. The bullpup design offers longer barrel length while actually shortening weapon length. An excellent all-rounder, much like moi. Albeit with some potential for improvement. This appears to be yet another weapon capable of defying the laws of physics. One day, when time permits, I will dismantle this intriguing device. How else am I going to unlock its secrets? Only a Russman would find this explosive weapon appealing. Though .308 rounds are relatively uncommon, our ammo drops seem to operate on a one-size-fits-all basis. Low recoil is always a blessing, especially when nerves come into play. A few scraps thrown the needy. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. Horses can and will bite if provoked. My ammunition is rapidly approaching 0 level. I could complain about ammo, but what good would it do? Sadly, my weapons are now completely empty. This is unfortunate, especially for oneself. I knew this moment would come. The moment when all ammunition is expended. Shouldn't you give me a receipt? Unless I'm mistaken, which I doubt. This appears to go here. I reserve the right to change my mind. A turbine! I knew that already, of course. Ah, he's biting me! I feel compelled to take action now! I had thought someone else might deal with you, but alas, they did not. Sorry to say it, but I know you did not find dignity in death. Ooh, nothing says pain like a bisected cadaver. When you lose your legs, don't come running to me. Yeah, getting down and dirty is not a tactic that appeals to me. I shall take this sniper rifle and retreat to a safe distance. You were getting far too close for my comfort. It is rare for me to resort to profanity, but will you please just fuck off? I am glad you creatures are already dead because that was a horrible way to go. The head is a significantly smaller target than the torso, a fact that makes that shot even more impressive. Your execution was executed with exemplary precision. Personally, I don't consider minimal brain activity evidence of consciousness. I am confident that you did not, in fact, see that coming. For now, such methods of dispatch are highly effective. At least the monkey's final moments were filled with music and dancing. I couldn't ask for anything more from a monkey. One cannot dispute the power of the ray gun! It's not much, but at least it's something. I'm talking about the money. I realize I must accept this for what it is, a scam. This appears to be something of a foregone conclusion. Perhaps I am secreting some kind of pheromone that draws these beasts to my location. I am timing this process for future reference. Such knowledge could prove useful. Stamina could and should be defined by more than just the ability to sprint for a period of time. We now have the means to accrue credit at a substantially increased rate. I am ready to lead the charge! Who's with me? Anyone? I admit to being perplexed by the localized nature of such a blast. I do not think I can bear this foul odor much longer. Yes, I am all too aware of the noxious odor emanating from my person. I'm sorry, Stuhlinger. Your link with reality seems tenuous at best. I saw that Russman. He was one of the slow ones. Perhaps we could assemble some kind of device to pry the cell door from its hinges? Thank you for taking such good care of my property. I think I will be needing this after all. Now is just the situation I was saving this for. I will place this here. I will then return at a moment of my own choosing. This would seem like an appropriate place for this. If only the mind that created these devices had chosen to use their powers for good. Has this undergone an adequate testing? I would hate to be used as some kind of guinea pig. I think this python will live up to its namesake, at least in terms of its ability to cause injury. I notice that you function semi-automatic, much like Russman's thought processes, Ammunition! How better may I express my rather urgent need? At this moment, I suspect that I will fare better with my other weapon. This weapon is clearly empty, but what of my other? Seeing this come together elicits a strong sense of déjà vu. I suppose such errors are inevitable, given the woefully inadequate instructions. No one touches me, not even my mother. I did not take this path without provocation. What is it with you freaks always trying to touch me? Yes, the phrase heads will roll has never been quite so apropos. I assume there is no recourse in this matter? I see innumerate potential outcomes. Some I favor more than others. Before you ask, no, my legs aren't shaking. Hey, there are other snacks around here, you know. Are we still working as a team? Albeit a reluctant and unlikely one. I trust this upgrade incorporates the usual enhancements to fire rate and ammo capacity. Oh, no. I think there was a hair in it. That sounds significantly ominous. So simple, even Stuhlinger could use it. Not that I'm advocating giving Stuhlinger weapons. How could anyone not like a detachable high-capacity magazine with roller-delayed action? I would question the intellect of anyone who advocates the use of explosives in an enclosed area. This is an appropriate firearm, particularly given the enemy's propensity for close-quarter combat. I shall create something from my own feverish imagination. Just so you know, further action is required if he's to be silenced for good. Listen to me, all of you! Maintain a respectful distance at all times! I will return when I possess sufficient funding. Statistically speaking, I must concede that the odds are not in my favor. With such a mighty and mysterious weapon in my hands, my chances of survival have significantly improved. From your complexion, I suspect that your appetite for alcohol is, voracious? Perhaps our oversized friend may wish to toy with this little runt. 16-round capacity. 4 shells in 4 barrels. This should prove most effective. Perhaps this pistol's only weakness is its 6-round capacity. Reloading can be such a bore. Evidently, I have no option but to trust you with this. Such is life. Our heart's desires perpetually beyond our reach. I hope I do not regret this choice. Well, if no one else wants it, aren't there any other ankles you can bite? Kindly cease your incessant uttering! I doubt that any of my companions appreciate the true elegance of sniper rifles. From the moment you touched me, your fate was sealed. Ooh, was it my skill or the power of this weapon? Hopefully the former. I have no desire to prolong your agony. Your sacrifice will not be forgotten, monkey. I can only describe that as a microtransaction. Price seems to be exorbitant, to say the least. Fear not. I will formulate a plan for my escape. Would I be correct in thinking that this is merely the first of several potential enhancements? There has to be some other force at work here. These things cannot simply be. This may be essential to our survival. I hope this fact is lost on Stuhlinger. Perhaps we can find a way to trigger such blasts at a time of our own choosing. It appears that even the zombies are repulsed. After you consume this, I trust you will assist us? I think his own fear may have led him to lock himself inside the cell. I'm confident that this facility predates the rift. As such, there may be more to it than meets the eye. Were it not for my own shaking hands, recoil would actually be minimal. Rocket-propelled grenades are the last vestige of the brash and the ignorant. Also known as Russman. How intriguing! I don't recall ever seeing a shotgun with bullpup conversion. I believe I am making progress.